It was exactly 1 year ago. I was I had just gone to college, and I was coming back from a long day. It was 8 to 12 hours, I think we were there, and we had a rough schedule. It was lessons back to back. We were just Our brains were getting packed with all this crap information, and I remember coming back from home and I was so exhausted. It was like had it was like I was I don't know. It was like I was I had been in construction for the last 12 hours. It was that tiring, and it wasn't because it was physical. The tiring wasn't physical. It was that I didn't like what I was doing. I was depressed. Okay, I'm not saying this in a weird fucking annoying way where everybody's depressed nowadays, but I felt like going to college was eating me from the inside. If you're going to school, if you're going to college, if you have a 9 to 5 job, maybe you can relate to this. You're going there and you feel like you don't belong there. You don't want to be there. You know that you're meant for so much more. And now that might sound cringe or whatever, but that's what I felt. That's what I felt. Now you may think, oh bro, you're just going to college. Just stop, man. It's not hard. You're just gonna be living the college lifestyle. Everybody loves going to college. Why are you complaining about this? Other people are working in coal mines or whatever, and I agree with you. It's not the worst thing that can happen. There are a lot more worse things that could have happened than me going to college, but why even settle for worse? Just because it's not the worst, why just settle with bad? Just because it's not the worst. Doesn't make sense, right? And I didn't. That's when I knew, bro. I remember opening my door and I'm sitting in my sofa. I was like this. I was so tired, and I was like, bro, I cannot do this. I can't live the next 4 years of my life like this. I can't keep taking the bus for 45 minutes. I remember this. It wasn't close to my home. The college wasn't close to my home. So I had to wake up. I had to take the bus, public transport, which if you're taking public transport, you know how crazy that is. You know the crazy stuff that happens in there. The last time I went there, some fucking junkie started violating some women, I think. It was this, and then another day, a fucking junkie just pulled his dick out and he started peeing everywhere. That's what happens when you go to public transport. Okay, so I had to be there for 1 hour. Then I had to go to college for 10 hours, 8 hours. Okay, sometimes 6 hours. And then I had to come back home, which was another 1 hour. And then I had to do more study. That was 13, 14 hours a day. Why the fuck would I keep living my life like this? It clearly wasn't for me. I clearly wasn't satisfied. Which brings me to the other thing. It's just because it's not the worst case scenario, just because you're not almost dead, it doesn't mean you need to sustain this. It doesn't mean you need to sustain this. It doesn't mean you need to keep living like that. You don't need to. You don't want to live a life you don't want to. That's how people get depressed nowadays. It's because they're living lives they don't want to. They're working a 9 to 5 they don't want to. They're going back home to a woman they don't want to. They're doing stuff they don't want to do. They're not living the life they want to live. And I knew the traditional path was a scam. I mean, bro, just think about it. You have to go to college for 4 to 5 years. You have to work as an assistant. You have to climb the corporate ranks, only to then maybe land a 2.5k a month job. And once you land a job, you have to be there for 8 hours a day. In a chair, in an office, in a fucking building where you have this boss screaming over your shoulder and telling you what to do and complaining about why the fuck you were late for 2 minutes and getting over your ass for nothing. Is the life you want to live? Bro, I reached 2.5k a month in my first 9 to 12 months of being a copywriter. I didn't have to go to college for 4 years. I didn't have to work as an assistant. And I certainly don't have a boss over my shoulder. And I don't have to go for 8 hours a day to an office. and seeing people that I don't even want to see. Because another thing that nobody mentioned is it's not only about the boss, but it's also about the other employees, your whatever they are, whatever they're called, the co-workers. What happens if you don't like them? What do you do then? So, bro, and that brings me to another thing is, a lot of people say copywriting is hard, but how on earth is copywriting hard if you compare it to the traditional path? If you compare it to the 10 years, some doctors need to be there for 12, 16 years studying. And you compare that to the 1 year you need to put in so you can reach 10K a month. Is that hard? How the fuck is hard? Bro, people are so weak nowadays. People are so weak nowadays. Doesn't make sense. Why are they so weak? People used to be working in the coal mines for hours a day, for 14 hours a day, just so they can put food on the table. And you're there telling me that 1 year of grinding from your comfortable chair in your laptop is hard? How is that hard? I don't see how that's hard. Which life would you rather live? Would you rather go to college for 10 years just because it's safe? Or would you rather spend 1 year of your time, 1 year of your life, grinding your fucking ass off and reaching 10K a month? Which one would you rather be? I know which choice I made, but what will you choose?